So, most people carry a knife and call it good, and on an average day, a knife and a light is really all I need. But for those one-off situations, I carry this utility pouch with a few extra tools in it to help me get through the rest of what a knife or a light can't handle. What's up guys, it's Joe with Hendo Daily, and today I'm going to give you a quick update on this pouch that I carry and everything that's inside of it. Now, the knife, pen, and Sharpie I usually carry in the front mesh pocket. I just got everything laid out here for you guys to see everything clearly. So let's go ahead and get started with the outside of the pouch. First, I've got this little glow fob that I tied on there. I've shown this in a couple videos before, but just thought I'd throw that on there, something cool, something extra. And that way, if I ever carry this out on a hiking trip or anything like that, and it gets dropped, I've got that to help me find it. But here in the front mesh pocket, I've got my Benchmade bug out, and I still carry this because one, it's the only custom knife I've ever made with Benchmade. I love the drop point, and the reason I carry it, and I think it meshes well with this pouch and this setup, is because of how thin the blade and the actual knife itself is. So it slides real easily right into the front pocket. No issues, no extra bulk, fits in there great. Next, we've got some writing utensils. Of course, the Pilot G2 Mini and the Mini Sharpie. These have been great to kind of stash everywhere. And yes, even in 2026, still using a writing utensil. At work, every single day with the Sharpie, I'm marking boxes, I'm marking up gear, field notes, anything like that. It's always good to have an extra one of those around, especially with the warehouse section of my job. I use that Sharpie a lot when we're counting, doing inventory, different things like that. But let's go ahead and open it up and check out what's inside. So in here, I think I've got this a little more honed in, and you know, it can always change and always get updated. But starting out with the crescent adjustable pliers, I've again shown these in other videos previously. Instead of just carrying a full-blown multi-tool, I have dedicated tools in this pouch for each thing that I would, typically need or use that I can't handle, like with a knife or a light. So we've got the crescent adjustable pliers in there. And then one of the best things that makes just carrying this pouch worth it is the right angle ratchet driver that I picked up on Amazon. This thing was 10 bucks. It came with 2 sets of attachments. So we've got the bits and we've got the sockets over here. And I'm excited because I'm finally able to fit both of these. Now in my Big Idea Design pocket pouch, it was just a little too much with everything else I had in there to carry both of these, especially with how rounded and bulky these are. But now that I've got a little bit bigger pouch and still easy to carry and manage, I've got both sets of adapters in there, and this thing is awesome. I would definitely recommend it. Like I said, I got this on Amazon for 10 bucks. It's got the little switch to reverse it. And this really makes a difference when you're in those tight, hard to squeeze spaces that a multi-tool just wouldn't be able to get. So I think that's what helps justify this the most with, carrying this in the pouch. So we've got that. We've got the adapter for it. Next, we've got the flashlight. And like I've mentioned, a knife and a light is in my pocket every single day. But if there's a day that I'm just grabbing the pouch and going, or have it in my backpack and need an extra light or anything like that, I've got the Wuben G5 in here, and I chose this one again for its slim profile. It fits perfectly right into this side medium-sized elastic pouch or elastic strap. That's really the biggest thing, honestly, is the utilitarian nature of this light with the rotatable head on there just makes it great. It's got, the regular bright light, and then you've got your RGB lights that you can run through. Actually, I'm sorry, I believe this one is just the red light, but having that rotatable head makes a big difference, especially when you're standing it up or using it in different angles. It's just a great light to throw in here. Again, because of that slim design, I would definitely recommend it if you carry a EDC pouch like this. And then next up, we've got a mini Bic lighter, anything from burning paracord, shrinking material, anything like that. Always throw an extra Bic lighter in there. And then the Victorinox scissors. These I've also featured in a couple videos. I really like these, having a dedicated pair of scissors. Again, it goes back to, you know, you can have this, the pliers and the multi-tool and the ratchet driver all in one multi-tool, but having a dedicated set of tools that is not all in one just makes it a little bit easier, I think, to maneuver and use for what that task is for. And so I threw those in there again for cutting Band-Aids, cutting extra strings. Makes it a little more precise cuts for something that a knife might not easily do. And so I think it is going to be beneficial to have those in there as well. And then behind there in this pouch, in the back pocket, we've got the Kaiser pry tool. Again, this is something you would find on a multi-tool, but having it as a dedicated pry tool is going to make it a little bit easier to use for whatever the job is. And then last but not least, not the most glamorous thing in the pouch, but definitely one of the most used is 2 or 3 Band-Aids to throw back there. If you are in the EDC community, if you're a knife collector and you don't have any kind of Band-Aids anywhere in your carry or your pouch, then let me know how you're not cutting your hands or your fingers at least once a week. So I would love to do that, but until that day happens, I'm gonna throw a couple of Band-Aids in there. And honestly, that's it. Like, that is my simple, short and sweet, to the point carry for my EDC pouch. Again, and I mentioned this in a short this past week, I don't need much outside of a knife and a light for my job, but for those one-off situations where I do need a pair of pliers or a ratchet or anything like that, I've got it all in here, and I keep this in the little water bottle pouch side of my backpack. Fits in there perfect, and it goes with me everywhere I go. It's gonna go on my hiking trip, it's gonna go to work with me, it's gonna go out and about anywhere that I'm at, just in case, to always be prepared. And I don't think there's anything in here that I wouldn't normally use. You know, simple is better, right? Which is why I carry a knife and a light in my pockets every day. But again, for those situations where you need something more than just a knife or a light, I want to be prepared, whether it's making small adjustments, making small cuts, burning the ends of some cord, anything like that. I've got what I need on a regular basis. Now, if I need anything outside of this, that's going to be a very rare situation, or I'm going to be at home working on a project where I have all my tools anyways. So that is what I've got for my Maxpedition Pico pouch. And second notice on this, I really like this little glow fob on here. I think it just adds a cool little touch to it. And I like the YKK zippers, super smooth as usual. And it slides right into the side of my backpack. So that is what I've got for my pocket pouch. If you guys do carry a utility pouch, let me know down in the comments what you carry. If I'm missing anything in here, obviously EDC is going to be based off my everyday needs and what I use. But if there's something essential that it looks like I might be missing, let me know. But that's all I've got for now. Thank y'all for watching. I'll catch you in the next one.